Welcome to episode 23 of the Luxury Travel Marketer podcast. I'm your host, David, co-founder and co-owner of Jadewolf Marketing. Today's episode will be about the 10 basic rules of email marketing for luxury travel companies. But before we get into the topic itself, make sure to subscribe to our newsletter at jadewolfmarketing.com/newsletter. Don't miss out on any of those podcast episodes, on our blog posts. We're publishing like 2 free blog posts every week. We're really amping it up in terms of content this year. So stay tuned for that. Make sure to follow us on social media. We're very active on LinkedIn. Post a lot of cool stuff there. We have a little LinkedIn group going on as well for luxury travel marketers where they can network and hang out. And yeah, if you need help with your marketing, if you're a company from private aviation or a luxury travel agency, a hospitality company, a yachting company, whatever it might be, make sure to go to jadewolfmarketing.com. Use our live chat, use our contact form, request a strategy quote from us. There's tons of ways you can get in touch with us, and we would be happy to have a chat if we are a good fit and we can help you with something. That being said, one funny comment I have to add before I continue is that if you contact us on LinkedIn, just make sure that you read a little bit, on our website, what we do, that you listen to some of these episodes, read a little bit of our blog posts. I've been getting a lot of funny messages in the last couple of weeks from people, who want to promote their food guide or who think that we are like a travel agency because they don't really read our company description or our profile descriptions or whatever it might be. They don't really do any research and just blasting people on LinkedIn with sales pitches for their tour company or whatever it might be. Don't be that person. Do some due diligence. If you're reaching out to other businesses, to other people about business, make sure that what you offer has some value, is interesting to them. We follow that philosophy and you should follow it as well so people don't think that you're a little bit strange. So the 10 basic rules of email marketing. Let's go it step by step. Rule number 1, clean your email list regularly, okay? It doesn't matter if you inherit a list because you're a new marketer coming into a luxury travel company and you're supposed to manage the email marketing now, or if you're a business owner who has grown your own list over the years painstakingly. Whatever it might be, clean your email list regularly. That means make sure if it's a large list, particularly in the 5,000 emails or 10,000 emails plus, or even in the 6-figure range, that you clean out the bounce emails. People move jobs. People change their email contact, their details all the time. Some people die. Some people move to another country. Whatever it might be. Email details can get out of sync pretty fast, and that's going to harm your analytics. That's harm your performance KPIs when you doing sendings on your email list. So make sure you clean them regularly. There are services for that like Zero Bounce, Never Bounce, just to mention 2, which are relatively cost effective, and that can help you a lot with your deliverability as well. Rule number 2, segment your email list as much as possible. Segmentation means that you tag email contacts in your list with different tags and you group them up into segments, right? What that means is, for example, if you are a company that offers yacht charters, yacht management, and yacht buying and selling, for example, then you might want to, tag the people who are just interested in chartering or have chartered a yacht before, or downloaded something that's related to chartering, or subscribed to a newsletter into that particular segment, while you want to keep the people who buy and sell yachts in a different segment, right? So you can send them different types of communication. So you can, send them different types of automation, different types of call to action campaigns, email blasts. It's just better. The more segmented your list is, the better you can personalize things to your subscribers, and the more value they will get out of your email marketing communication, and the more business you will be able to generate in the long term, right? So segmentation is really important. Don't skip that step. And for segmentation to work, obviously, you need to collect enough data about your subscribers, enough fields in your forms, in your pop-ups, whatever it might be, so you can actually segment them well, right? If you're just collecting names and first name and the email address, then probably you don't really care about segmentation that much. You might have an approach that you're selling to everybody, but in luxury, that's not really going to work. So you better collect a little bit more information, get a little bit less opt-ins that way, but you can then segment better and, personalize the communication much more. Number 3, grow your list wherever you can. This is a no-brainer, but what do I mean with that? Well, you should really give people an option to connect with you and follow your company, even if they don't want to buy from you right now, right? Or they just bought recently from you and they just want to stay up to date. A great way is your email list. Another way is social media, or a membership program, whatever it might be. But via your email list, you need to give people the option to opt in. So that means you need to have maybe pop-ups, layovers, opt-in widgets in your footer, in your sidebar, in your menu, on your posts, on your blog posts, on your content pages, on landing pages, contact forms that can subscribe people to your email list. There's different options that you can do just to collect that organic traffic, those organic opt-ins that happen on your website. But you can do also things which are paid and active, proactive, right? You can do sponsored emailings. You can rent other email lists and send a mailing to them and ask them, hey guys, you following this? Do you also like my email list? Would you like to subscribe to my updates as well? I offer interesting content. You like this? Why don't you like my stuff as well? This is the basic methodology of doing paid email marketing. And that's a powerful way to grow your stuff as well. Obviously, you can use paid channels across the board. If your goal is just to grow your email marketing, you can use the mainstream kind of like media traffic sources like PPC, search marketing, drive people to a landing page, which is just about your email marketing, your newsletter, your membership program, your updates, whatever it might be, your content, and then try to get an opt-in there. Obviously, the trick or the difficulty here is to get targeted opt-ins, not from people who cannot afford your services, not from people who just want to dabble, or your competitors who just want to figure out what your company communication looks like, so they can copy some things that would work for them as well. This is a big thing in email marketing, by the way. We regularly filter out people from our social media, from our email lists, competitors, people that just want to subscribe, from other agencies that just want to check out what we're doing. Even though we're a new specialized agency, they might be doing something super generalistic like web design or something like that, and they still want to opt in and they still want to learn from our communication because we're a specialty provider, and we really don't like that. We just throw those people right out, we delete them, we unsubscribe them. So if you're listening to this and if you're one of our competitors, feel free to listen to our podcast, but you're not gonna really get any of our lead magnets or any of our email communication if we catch you. So and you should do the same if you're a business owner in the luxury space. So those are a couple of options to grow your list. Make sure that your list grows and is alive. Rule number 4, design templates, email templates that are on brand. Depending on the ESP, the email service provider, the software that you use for your emails, you will have different customization options. In the big free ones, at least in the West, which is Aweber, Constant Contact, and MailChimp, you have drag and drop editors that can create beautiful templates. You can also hire a designer to help you with that. Or somebody like us, we have designers in the back that have luxury experience and can help you design really sleek, beautiful, email templates that resonate well with affluent consumers. But definitely the main thing is you should stay on brand with your templates, right? If you have a really beautiful website, you have great content there, rich media, and you have great luxurious offers for your customers, then it doesn't really make sense if your email, it looks really, lame and simplistic and maybe like a Word document that's just tons of text that are just on white background and stuff like that. There's a horrible email marketing going on in the industry, and you really should make sure that you look the part as well in terms of email marketing if you're a luxury travel brand. Now, rule number 5, which goes a little bit into rule number 4, use CRO for your email templates, right? Conversion rate optimization is something I talked about in the last episode. Check that one out. Episode 22, if you have the time. It's all about conversion rate optimization basics. But what that basically means is that you should treat email templates with the same mindset that you would treat your web design, your landing pages, your mobile pages. The use of white space, call to action, buttons, colors, how you place copy and how you place other elements like visuals, graphics. It should, follow a certain methodology. You should have a goal in mind with each email. For example, a rule that I like to tell people is that each email should really fulfill one particular purpose and have one strong call to action, unless it's a newsletter. That's the exception where you can have multiple call to actions. But even there should be a hierarchy of what will people see above the fold first. When they just open your email, what will be the first thing that pops into their eye? And, then the maybe a little bit less important stuff will be in the middle, and the big stuff will be at the end and at the beginning. So there's a bunch of rules that you can apply. You can do A/B testing for email templates as well. So use a CRO mindset when you're designing them. Number 6, use email for different things. Lots of people just have a newsletter. We at Jadewolf, we have a newsletter at the moment as well, because our email lists as an agency is not as big, obviously, as a consumer brand, since we're very B2B and very focused on, luxury travel businesses and marketers and owners. And we filter out a lot of people out of our list on average, because we think they're not going to have anything. They cannot do anything useful for content anyway. They might just be wanting to learn about luxury marketing. And for those purposes, you can listen to the podcast and read our blog. But, beyond an normal newsletter, right? And especially if your list is relatively in the beginning stages, you can do a bunch of other things. You can do call to action campaigns. You can do holiday specific stuff. You can do specific promotions. You can do company news announcements. If you launch a new service, if you launch a new office, if you enter a new market, there's a bunch of things that your customers or subscribers would be interested in. And obviously you can use transactional emails, just things when somebody fills out a form, requests a callback, he gets an email confirmation with some more information about how the process is going to look like. You can use automation, which is a big thing that we at Jadewolf Marketing do when we build direct marketing funnels online for our clients to generate leads and bookings from high net worth individuals. We use marketing automation in the backend, meaning when somebody opts in on the landing page, fills out a form, does a reservation, does a booking, he gets a series of emails, a sequence that fulfills a certain purpose, right? Upsells, cross-sells, communicating brand values, showcasing the team, showcasing the contact person, the sales rep, the travel agent that they're going to be in touch with. There's a lot of cool things that you can do with automation these days. You can personalize it as well if you have a large list and it's well segmented with a lot of text and you have collected useful data through your forms and your fields before. So don't just think okay, email marketing is just a newsletter. Yeah, if you have a small list, if you're a new business, if you want to be very specific and you think a newsletter is enough, fine, go just with a newsletter. But then again, think also a little bit about if that makes sense and if you could do other things as well. Rule number 7: use luxury copywriting. Right? Or to use copywriting in general. And specifically, if you're a luxury brand, use luxury copywriting. Don't write, oh, we offer you the best price guarantee or new discounts and this and that. Don't send that stuff out in email marketing. Just, hire a good copywriter. We at Jadewolf Marketing, when we do campaigns for clients, we would have copywriters that we would work with that have luxury expertise, and we make that an important thing for us. To really apply that high net worth individual buying mindset to our copy. And copy is an important thing that people tend to oversee, ignore. They just write something that sounds a little bit, sluggish or amateurish. And it's really important because people will read your emails, people will read your landing pages. So use copywriting and use copywriting principles. Really amplify that desire, that pre-existing desire for your luxury product, and make it stick. Number 8, quality is better than quantity. And this goes, in our opinion, for multiple things. It goes for traffic that you generate on your website, right? If you want to generate affluent traffic, it's going to be more expensive and less clicks, but the clicks might be better. And the same goes for email marketing, right? You want to have subscribers, you want to have people on your list, but you obviously want to have relevant people, right? You want to have people that can afford your services, that, sometimes it's hard to see if you're just a pure B2C kind of consumer brand, because people will not necessarily write their net worth when they subscribe to your list. But you can ask certain intelligent questions in your forms, and be a little bit pre-qualify the people, and maybe like filter out the people who just want to know a little bit more about your company, but they cannot really afford it right now. There's a bunch of stuff that we call disqualification, which is like a model that we apply when we help clients build automation for the funnel. And another thing where it applies is definitely frequency as well. You don't want to send email every day, even if you're a gigantic list. It's better to send, to adapt the frequency of your mailings to the amount of subscribers that you have, which means that, anything where it's, let's say a couple thousands, subscribers, you can definitely do a weekly mailing, or bi-weekly. And if you're reaching the 10K plus, then, maybe 2 or 3 mailings a week. And you can amp it up right all the way to, if you're having a 6-figure list, then probably you should have really good segmentation, and you should have different email newsletters at this point, and you should have different kind of content that you blast out to different type of people. And at that time, you can probably send an email to different people every day. But it really depends, right? It depends on the size of your list, how good you segment it, how good you clean it, how good you manage it, how much you can send. And more targeted subscribers are better than just large quantities of subscribers that you don't know anything about, right? Rule number 9, comply with privacy laws, right? This one is really important. The California Privacy Act just got passed in the States. So if you're a business that's dealing with customers from California, you need to be sure to respect those laws if you're in the States, and in general, the federal laws, the state laws if you're in the States. If you're in other countries, if you're in Europe, there is GDPR, General Data Protection Policy, and that includes a lot of things like how you disclose, how you're collecting cookies, how you're doing remarketing pixels, what you're using the data for, that you let people do an opt-in. Maybe you need to do double opt-ins. It really depends on your particular business, where you're incorporated, where you're registered, where your customers come from, where your web traffic comes from. You want to stay compliant with that. And once you have that data in your email list, treat it carefully. Don't, send large email databases around as email attachments, or put it into some public cloud that everybody in your company can access. Restrict access to it, maybe encrypt it even. We at Jadewolf, do a bunch of these things to protect the data that our clients share with you, and if we manage it for them. And you should really do your due diligence on these laws and potentially consult with a lawyer. Sometimes lawyers can be a little bit overbearing. They will be like, okay, everything needs to be this and this and that, and then it will stop you from doing decent marketing, because you have to apply to so many regulations. But if you have a good lawyer, he will know that there's a certain gray zone between daily operations and what is legally required, and he will consult you on that. And that's pretty much complying with privacy laws. Yeah, it's an important point, so don't miss it out. Last basic rule of email marketing for luxury travel is learn from your analytics, right? Learn from your analytics. What that means is that if you're doing good segmentation, you tag in your list while you're cleaning them, you have a good frequency, you have great content, great templates, you're doing different things with your email marketing, you have active initiatives, active campaigns to grow your email list in an organic and maybe in a paid way. And in general, the whole thing is alive and also compliant with privacy laws, obviously. Then you really need to start deep diving into your analytics to squeeze more return out of it, right? This goes back to CRO, conversion rate optimization, but it goes a little bit beyond that, because if you could do email marketing analytics, you can learn a lot about your subscriber base, and not only simple things like open rate, click-through rate, who clicked on what, which people unsubscribed, why did they unsubscribe. It's a little bit deeper than that, and there's tools that can help you, analyze your email marketing further. And if you connect the data that you get from your email marketing to other data sources like your analytics, web analytics dashboards, like if you're using Google Analytics or Omniture from Adobe, if you're using like heat map tools, or recording tools like Lucky Orange, or profiling tools like Wupra and other stuff. If you really pull all that data from your ad accounts and stuff, from your email marketing, from your web analytics into one dashboard or into one kind of like view, you can really start to seeing like things about your business that you couldn't see before about your marketing. Like maybe you're feeding traffic into email marketing that's not really well converting into subscribers. And maybe your subscribers with certain campaigns are not really well converting into customers, into actual business, right? Maybe you need to switch some of the call to actions. Maybe you need to switch your messaging a little bit. Maybe you're losing subscribers right now because you are focusing too much on a certain aspect of the business that your customer base doesn't like. So there's it's hard to ask your customers directly like what you guys want, because you need a big sample for that. You need to have like a lot of customers, good customers that you like, that are ideal customers, to really get good feedback for that. The whole idea in marketing about doing customer surveys and doing, like test groups and stuff like that, that's where that comes from. But in luxury, that's difficult because people are busy. They want to have their privacy. They want to have convenience. They want to have accessibility, but they not necessarily want to be questioned all the times about their preferences and all that stuff. They want you to a little bit anticipate, right, what they want. So this is a little bit difficult in luxury marketing. But if you do what I just told you and you pull those different data sources, you can start learning indirectly from your customers' behavior about what they want and how you can best engage with them. And that's really where like the smart direct marketer, smart data-driven marketer differs from, like the traditional brand marketing approach as well. Like traditional brand marketing approach, you want to dictate a certain style, a certain aesthetic. You have a creative director, a designer, you create an editorial, you put it out there, and you don't really care about if people love it or not, because you're pretty sure they're going to love it because it's luxury, and you dictate what is the good taste. But in direct marketing, like you're trying to learn a little bit about your customer behavior and adapt what you're doing a little bit. That doesn't mean necessarily to let the customer completely dictate what you define as luxury in your business, because you have a unique vision. That's why you're a brand. But it has a little bit to do with, making sure that there's no friction, unnecessary friction, right? And how they like engage with you. Okay, that's today's topic, 10 basic rules of email marketing. Thank you for listening to it. Make sure to subscribe to our newsletter. You can check out our basic email marketing as well. Make sure to follow us on social media, on LinkedIn especially. We're super active there. Check out our company page. Add us on LinkedIn. If you need help as a business owner, if you're serious about marketing, if you want to invest in the growth and you're not afraid of like working with a professional agency like us, contact us, and we will make sure that you're growing this year. Next week's topic is going to be how to leverage big data for automation, and what that means is a little bit more about how you pull different data sources from all your marketing and all the things you do online, and use it to figure out what kind of automations you should send to your people, to your subscribers, to your customers, to get certain results, right? So I'm going to talk a little bit more about that. Make sure to tune in. I'll talk to you next week. Take care.